What up, all my poker bro and bro eds? It's your boy Bangarang at it once again. Let's just jump right in. This is the beginning of the Triple Up Challenge. I am doing a Triple Up Challenge, sit and goes on ignition. So that's going to be $3 buy-ins. Winner, top three, get the same prize, $9. And I am trying to turn my initial investment of $20 into $300. And then when that is a success, I should say, I'm going to go ahead and jump right into the $7 challenge up to 700, and then into the 15 and so forth with the 25 and 50. So very exciting stuff happening. Very excited to do this challenge. Also, I am speeding things up, and I am juicing the nitty gritty as much as possible. I went ahead, spent some time, and cleaned up some of that fat, not completely necessary. So just trim that fat, really juiced that wheatgrass into just 2 ounces. Just try to get the bare essentials out of the importance of what's happening in these triple ups, because there's a lot of content. These games roughly last an hour, give or take, and I can get through what looks like about 4, 5, 6 games in less than 20 minutes. And so that's why I just went ahead, and I'm very excited and enthusiastic about my editing and cutting out the extra. So I am speeding things up because I value our time so much, and I appreciate you being here. And as much as I want to go over these hands that you're seeing right now, hopefully you're still just picking up on what's going on, getting in tune to the situation, and seeing what I'm zeroing in on. And at first I did have the play-by-play. If someone calls, that's a new pitcher. If another action happens, and I was just doing action by action by action. But once again, as good as that is, I just felt like it was a little long. Plus, I'm speeding up the time, so I don't know if this is too fast, if we're missing and not being able to absorb what's going on, but I'm just hoping to, like I said, bare essentials, most valuable hands played, those MVPs, along with those hands dodged, and those hands that may have crippled us. So as you can see, I feel like I just started talking and towards the end of that tournament. But once again, new to all of this, just trying to figure out what works best. So please, 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 if you are a fan, an enthusiast, a poker sensational in the making like yours truly, would love your feedback. Would like you to be a part of this, so please subscribe, like, notification bell, all that fun stuff. And most importantly, I would like to get some feedback, honestly. So, and once again, if you are somebody randomly in the world watching this, I won't know. I really won't unless you make it apparent. So please, if you catch this, for better or worse, let me know. I will be so grateful and appreciative and enthusiastic, and it will motivate me to continue this trek. Once again, I am trying to do a different outlook on the game. I know it's a lot of fun to watch people sit back and watch them play poker all day, but I'm trying something that I feel might be beneficial. So rock and roll. Let's hope this is and gets you interested in watching more content. So I am focusing on playing about 3 games at once, and then adding every time a game ends or doesn't. I noticed this is moving pretty fast, maybe a little too fast, but you know, we'll try it out. If not, I can always slow it down. Now to focus some words on what's happening is, I was pretty enthusiastic about this first session. It seemed to have gone pretty well. Queen 10 suited. As you see, we are jumping around just a little bit, so you will notice me coming back and forth. Over here, we do have a nice open-ended plus straight flush draw. Excuse me, a straight end flush draw, which hits, along with some pocket 8s right here, which I play passively, and for good reason. What are you going to do in this spot now? Every time I decide to, because I played it coy, I could get away from it a lot easier. I think that's an easy shove with that king queen folded around. As you can see, victory on that first game, so nice jump to the competition. Yeah, I know, it's like, what happened? Not much, but we got there, and it was a success. Throwing it in with that Jack 10 suited. Interesting hand here with the A7 suited. I decided to just, he limps in, huge stack, and I just check. Interesting, we do pick up a monster flop, and I decided to play it coy, so does he. We end up picking up a pair, which plays, and still, I give 3 checks into it, and I just call off his bet, which, as you can see, loss pretty minimal. You know, we really could have gotten in trouble and lost our entire stack on that tournament. Unfortunately, we roll out of 4th place, getting a little unlucky with that king 6 for that versus that queen high. He does hit and takes us out of the game, unfortunately. But keep in mind, a 4th place technically is a loss, and it's the last one to lose. But I'd rather be 4th than any other position. So if I get nothing but, if I lose and all those losses come from 4th instead of a 9, 8th, 7th, 6th, 5th, to me that says, hey, you're the closest to winning, optimistically speaking. So 1-1, lost one, and for this third game, have a relatively decent chip stack, not much above the starting 1500 in chips, but as you can see, there is one dominating stack and 3 of us on the very lower end. Interesting enough for me, because I'm there's such a short stack, pushing against 3rd in chips is a nice situational play. I would never play that Jack 6 unless the circumstance warrants it, which in that case does, because we all know that short stack is much lower, and so he's going to take that into a stronger factor and fold more hands. 10-7, I decided to make that move against 2 of his checks, and I had this intuition that he was playing me, and sure enough, he was, with trip deuces. And if I made a move on the pre-flop flop turn, as I did, I was going to get in trouble. And I did. And that one mistake, you can see, potentially cost me the tournament. You know, I go from being in a solid 2nd place down to 4th place. And it's very close. So close, you really gotta be diligent, as far as what you play, don't play. It's very, you know, every move matters. And sure enough, I decided to defend for just under a bet size, and we take it down by hitting 2 pair. I don't know why that small blind attacked us with ace high on the flop Figured if he was going to do that, he should have done that pre-flop. If not, we should have played kind of a combined effort to knock out that fourth player. Sure enough, I had a strong enough hand to defend myself with, which was great. So I ended up knocking out that player and getting rewarded. Obviously, I don't want playing Jack 2 looking back, but for some reason, if you're in for 300 and it's less than 300 to call to knock someone out, you're gonna have to stand up and defend. Here we are, game number 4. We are 2 out of 3. I decide to call his all-in, short stack all-in with ace-queen. He shows a stronger hand than I expected, which was jacks. Don't want to see that, typically, as it took a turn for us to prevail against his number 1 starting group hand. As you can see, went ahead and joined a 5th game. You can see that I opt out of a couple spots where they might be automatic plays to other people, which is interesting. You see me fold a lot pre-flop, like king jacks, queen kings, ace tens, but you do see what happens after that, and it ends up being some rewarding folds. Maybe not every time, but that's what we're trying to learn. Jack 10, played a little soft. Could have got maybe an extra bet. Rockets. Hand just never comes around enough. Don't get too much action, unfortunately. He tanks when we shove with that ace king, so he had something. Interesting enough, come back with those 8s right there. After making a big fold with that ace-king previously, which was very questionable. But you have 3 players in the pot, flush card hits on the turn. It's a tough spot. You know, you wonder what they're calling with. They could have a set, they could have a flush. These blinds get big. Typically, 250, 500, the game's already done. I make a move in position to stay alive, and it gets through. It's hard. I'm not going to defend for my stack with queen 3 suited. Looking back, I mean, I guess I would have taken the chance. I kind of made a mistake here. I thought I was next to pay the big blind. There was actually a hand in between that, and so I made a move. And he defended with queen 10, and unfortunately, I get 4th. King queen suited, nice, perfect flop. I decide to go for a check raise, and then I follow through with a down bet, and he goes ahead and shoves, and we both had 2 pair, but I had the real 2 pair, bangarang. I chip up, he chips out, and we move forward. So far, I think we got 2 fourths and 2 wins. Ace king, unfortunately, I think I was not paying attention, missed that hand, might have missed a big opportunity. We all know how important that is. Something I've been stressing over lately is the importance and where I'm falling short. I make a move for a bet and a half instead of just the min bet. I feel like it's much harder to call, and I feel like at this point it's like a pre-flop game, so you can see a multitude of when I do have a hand, I'm bringing it in for about 2.5 versus maybe a lazy just double bet, which seems to be working. So I'm really going for the dodge and the attack, the dodge and the attack, nothing really in between, and sure enough, we take, which is great. As you can see, look at this. I fold ace-jack pre-flop, and to my demise, I mean, surprise, there's action between 8-7 suited and king 10 suited, and guess what? We would have lost. Ace 10 suited. I end up folding, which seems like, whoa, you're folding ace 10 suited. You're not going to see a flop with that. No, I'm not. And look at that flop. Queen jack brick. I mean, now we have a questionable draw, and then look at that. Just a chip drainer. We're up against kings. He's not going anywhere. The question is, how many chips do we want to lose? Me? None. A bet saved is a bet gained. And those are like the differences between losing a big chunk of your chips and your tournament life. Because we all know once you go down rolled spiral, it's that negative roll. You lose a hand, you lose another hand, the casual call turns into a couple casual calls, and then you're short stacked, and then you play desperate poker. And what happens when you play desperate poker? You're out. You're out. That's just how it goes. You're out. Because you're going to end up playing something so subpar, and you're just going to get picked off. And you're going to look back and be like, what the hell just happened? You're just gonna be like baffled, like bedazzled. You're just gonna be like stars flying around, birds, tweet, 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 tweet. You're gonna be like, what the freak just happened? And I'll tell you what happened. I'm calling it the casual call. You casually call once again. I'm just reinforcing that idea because, well, I think it's a big one, and it's something that we all just nostalgically, fundamentally, almost practice, and we need to stay back and say, hey, wait a second, my tournament life is more important, my chips are more valuable, I need to be more in tune with the situation, I need to have the cojones to be like, I can fold this, and boom, sure enough, the reward for dodging some of those bullets is another victory. Feeling pretty good. Victories upon victories, a couple fourth places. We're moving in to one more tournament before this session is going to end. As you can see, that ace queen against a defend from the UTG chunky bet is a tough spot. I decided to just call, break the flop, check to his chunky bet on the flop, and fold. But sure enough, sevens redeem me against ace 9 suited. As weak as those sevens look, I feel like they are much stronger than they appear, and so I'm starting to push them around a little bit harder than we might think is necessary. I feel like we get in trouble with that hand when we don't play it with the potency and strength that it deserves. Not every time, but the times that matter. And it seems to be netting better results. Here we are, blinds getting big, 150, 300. I'm gonna go ahead and bring it in for about 2.5 instead of just 2 with that ace 8 with these jacks. And now he feels compelled to just pop it in with that ace, with that apple juice, which is not gonna beast my jacks, and GG once again, victory.